Now we are going to go over to a journey, a big, bold, beautiful journey.
Was it though?
You know what? It actually kind of was.
Whoa!
I actually enjoyed watching that movie.
Whoa!
I kind of liked it. It was
okay.
nice.
Here, I didn't watch it. Just hot tip. I mean, classic Isaiah doesn't watch anything, and he's just here to listen. I read the reviews on this movie. A lot of people were saying it was bad.
Okay.
Disagree?
Honestly, it could be valid. There were times when it did feel like it was dragging on at points, but I really liked what they were trying to show between these two people that have past traumas from relationships that they're trying to get over. And they go on this journey with each other to get over it. And it's kind of like, I don't know, that was the thing that really gained my interest, because at first when I saw that Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie are together on this, I was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about this, especially if it's a rom-com, because I don't see Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie as a couple. I don't see it like at first glance. But watching this movie, it was very interesting because at the start, they show you who Colin Farrell is, what type of character he is. He's a person who obviously sticks to himself. He doesn't want to be around anybody. He's literally going to a wedding by himself, and he's totally fine with it. And his parents ask him, he's like, why are you always so okay with this? And he's just like, I mean, it's fine. I don't mind going to things alone. Then obviously, rental car company turns out to be a little more supernatural than we think, and is imploring him, yo, if you get this car, would you like the GPS? And she had a weird, I want to say German accent or European, I don't know. But she's like, would you like the GPS? Would you like the GPS? He's like, fine, I'll take the GPS. And then so, driving over to the wedding, obviously, going through his own thing, but he goes, sits down alone. You see Margot Robbie, and she's in the same type of car. And we're guessing she got the same type of GPS. It's a weird GPS too. This is like Siri, but way more sunshiny, way more on the nose about things. And I just thought it was funny when it's like, would you like to go on a big, bold, beautiful journey? Yeah. More enthusiasm. Yes, I would say it.
And is that when everyone clapped in the theater because they said the title of the movie?
Yeah. Nice. Literally, it said the title of the movie at that point.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, but what Classic. I liked was Colin Farrell, Margot Robbie instantly found attraction to each other. They're at the wedding. He's outside by himself. She's dancing, having some fun. She comes outside. It's raining. They're talking. Instantly, they're talking to each other about oh, do you like to dance? No, yada, yada, yada. But what I thought was interesting was they're already playing out in future scenarios of this isn't probably going to work out between us because, I'm alone. I'm a loner. I'm probably going to hurt you. No. I'm probably going to hurt you. Why do you say that? And they're telling each other why. And then wedding ends. Oh, okay. I'll see you later. And you're just sitting there going, well, I'm sitting there going no, actually talk to her, actually talk to him. And they just go off on their own little separate journeys because they think they're going back. But remember, GPS in the car, magical GPS. It's going to put them on a big, bold, beautiful journey. And what I like is her car breaks down. He gets in the car, or she gets in the car with him because GPS told them to. And they're going to different doors to revisit their past. And each time they're going, there's some happy moments, there's some sad moments, and there's some really sad moments. And then to me, it felt like a Christmas Carol in a way. Where,
That's literally what I was going to ask.
Yeah, past, present, future type thing. But the fact that they're experiencing it together, they're going through each door together and looking at their past and figuring out what they were as their old selves and why they are the way today. It's crazy. With Margot Robbie, it's a little bit more on the nose. She obviously feels guilt for what happened in her past because she feels like it was her fault. And with Colin Farrell's character, he's more of he got crushed by somebody and he just doesn't want to ever feel that again. But then little do you know, because they both feel that way when they're revisiting their past. They feel like they both don't ever want to feel the way they did that time again. But when they move on and they're in these actual two good relationships, they go through a door that gives them a present time where it shows that they ended up really hurting the people that they were with at that time. And they had to admit to them why that happened, why they chose this, and why they were why did you call off our engagement? Why didn't you go on this fantastic date with me? Because I'm me. And for Margot Robbie, she's like, her character's way out there and she doesn't mind confronting her like past or her past trauma. And she instantly said it. But with Colin Farrell, it took him a second. It was a pretty funny scene because homegirl tried to stab him with a fork and it came out of nowhere. But them reliving their past and seeing it gave me this question. Would you ever do something like that with a potential soulmate? Would you ever go through your past trauma with a person that you just met? And if there really is potential that you all could get married in the future, if you knew that some way, would you really go through it? And that was the thing I kept asking myself while watching this movie, because it was like, wow, I don't know if I would do this. That would be a lot, especially if it's moments that really hurt me in the past. Would I really want a person who I don't know, who I just met that day, just sitting there like looking at me? Because I'd be thinking, oh, she think I'm goofy. Oh, she think I'm weird. Oh, she think I'm lame. But it turns out, if you really did take that risk, she's right there with you, just learning the same way you are. And I thought that was nice. That's the reason why I enjoyed the movie. Like, you saying that there are bad reviews, I could see why people have bad reviews, but this one,
Is it boring?
not to me.
Okay.
To other people, it probably could.
So I'm looking at IMDb scores, and they tend to be a little bit higher, actually. It's at a 6.2 in people, which kind of seems about right with how I hear, like, I think, like, excuse me, sorry. Like, critics, like, hardcore movie critics are a lot more, like, harsh on this movie. Because it seems like it's trying to take big swings, but doesn't, like, land really too, like, strongly on anything.
Probably.
So my question is, do you think this is one of those, like, with time, this could become something better? Like, with a little bit more space from, like, the hype of, oh, it's Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell in a movie together, to, like, let's say 5 years from now. And it, like, kind of, like, people kind of just, like, randomly stumble upon this movie and are like, dude, why weren't we talking about this? Do you think it has that kind of vibe?
I think it does. I think it could be like that. I don't know if it could ever surpass, like, maybe they're going to be 1 out of 10 people who are going to be like, it's a 9 or 10 out of 10. But I think it could move up to a solid 7.6 on
Did you give your score? I'm sorry, I don't know if you
Oh yeah, my bad. I gave this movie a 7 out of 10.
Okay, yeah.
I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, so
because,
like,
oh my bad.
You think it's one of those things though, like, yeah, so like removed from it, like, or like, let's jump to the future. 5 years from now, like, people are gonna stumble upon this movie and hop on some streaming service. Do you think that'll give it the traction it needs, or do you think this is one of those movies that'll probably just come out and then die off and go away forever on a big, bold, beautiful journey?
Oh my bad. I think it could actually do pretty good on streaming. I think it could. I just, like I said, I see the negatives that people could really hate in this, but I really did like watching this in theaters.
What were your negatives? Like, what were the negatives that you saw?
There were times when it felt like it could have ended a little bit earlier. Like, I felt like there were too many doors they went through. Like, too many, but it made sense why, because they each have to go through their own. So I think there was 6 doors that they went through, but you kind of have to. There's 3 past, present, future. Gotta go with it. But I'm trying to think of another negative. I think that the chemistry isn't fully there. I don't like. It's just a weird combination to me to see Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie together. So maybe that is another thing. But other than that, I still really enjoyed watching it. I still really did. But I think maybe just ending it a little bit more earlier and maybe casting a different 2 actors together probably could have made it better.
People with more chemistry, you think?
Yeah, I would say yes. I would say yes. It was just really weird. And I'm sorry. I love you, Colin Farrell. And I'm so glad I'm remembering his name because I've been confusing him a lot of times with different people. But I just think it could have been better with a different people. Margot Robbie was electric, though. She was electric. But I would have loved to see somebody different.